Hi, my name is Nyang Nguyen. I'm the founder of Advanced Property Strategies and also the co-author of the best-selling book, Property Millionaire. And today I'm going to be sharing with you a handful of negotiating strategies prepared exclusively for Australian Property Investor magazine. And the strategies I'm going to be sharing with you over the next series of videos, these things aren't new. They've been around for years, and now in the 10 years that I've been investing in property, I've applied them again and again and again and again. I've learnt them from Robert Kiyosaki, Dolph DeRoos, John Burley, Roger Dawson. These guys are experts at negotiating, business, and wealth creation. The other thing I want to share with you before we get started is that negotiation strategies, they apply everywhere in your life. Anytime you're talking to somebody, whether it's friends, family, work colleagues, asking for a raise, negotiating is happening all the time. So what I want to do, over the next series of videos is share with you and also give you practical examples on one, how to apply them straight into the game of property currently, and also a couple of examples on how you can apply them into your life on a day-to-day basis. So one of the strategies that I've used, because I've done millions and millions of property deals, and I've done over 70 property deals, and one of the first ones, the most practical ones you can learn is ask for more than you want. Ask for more than what you want. And an example that we did recently on a deal was for a 20-lot land subdivision at Alexandra Hills. And this one here, they were asking $5.4 million. And what we did was we went through and we offered them $4 million, right? $4 million, knowing very well that we were happy to pay roughly $4.5 million. So we negotiated back and forth, and they came back, at $5 million. We came back at 4.3. Ended up at $4.7 million. $4.7 million, which to you might be a lot of money. However, if you break it up over the 20 blocks of land, worked out to be $235,000. Back then was absolutely wholesale price. So the thing is, if I'd started at $4.7 million, which is what we end up paying, now we could have ended up roughly $5 or $5.2 million, which is a lot more than what we're willing to pay. So ask for more than what you want, or if when you're buying, offer less than what you're willing to pay. So for the everyday man out there, the mum and dad investor out there, it could be if a property is asking price is $500,000, you might offer them $400,000, knowing well that you're only willing to pay $450,000. And you know what? It does take a bit of thick skin and a bit of ability to take no for an answer. This game is absolutely a game, and you're going to be able to enjoy it knowing that you have a lot of negotiation strategies up your sleeve. So, another example that you can use in the property game is for settlements, right? So, a recent example I did over at Cannon Hill here is that a deal whereby I wanted a long settlement. I was happy with, roughly 12 to 18 month settlement. I offered them a 2.5-year settlement. Subject to this and subject to that. And in the end, we agreed on a 2-year settlement delay. Really, in the current marketplace, especially here in Brisbane, I know there's mining towns going through the roof and some other areas going up, but in major capital cities, generally the market is quite flat. And I don't know what's happening in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years' time. And so, what I'm doing is I'm hedging my bets by putting a long settlement on it, subject to a development approval in this case, so that if the market doesn't go ahead the way I plan it to go ahead, therefore I can always crash the contract and try something else. So in this example, first example was with money, second example is with time. So with negotiating and any business transaction, it's not always about the amount of money that you're paying. A third example that might apply to you is using a deposit. So if you're putting a deposit down and you're willing to pay a $10,000 deposit, you might offer them $1,000. Right? And then they might come back to you and say, how about $5,000? You come back to them and say, no, $2,000. So you have a bigger base to work from. So that's a third example, using a deposit and offering less than the amount that you're willing to pay. So a last and final example is you can apply to your life is in getting a pay rise. You know, if you're wanting to get $100,000 in your wage, you can always ask for $120,000, and all your listeners out there who work for someone else are laughing. So, you know, that's a really practical example. And on the other side, now, if you're a boss and you're willing to pay them, you know, $80,000, you might offer them less. You might offer them $70,000. So this is really asking for more or less than what you want, and being clear that there is no fixed rule in this game. You know, negotiating is a game, it's a strategy, and you know, the person who knows how to play this game plays it the best. So, you know, I've been running courses for many years, and one of the things that you got to get is that no two people come up with the same outcome. So one of the things we do in our trainings is that when we give people a scenario where a person's buying for a certain price and selling for a certain price. And we give roughly 50 people the same scenario, 25 pairs. And all the time, out of the 25 pairs, everyone comes up with a different outcome, even though the circumstances every time is the same. So why would that be? Why would that be? That's because there's no two people that are the same with the same set of strategies, the same set of mindset, and the same set of psychology. So, you know, out there, you know, when you open the papers, you'll be sure to find, you know, on every page a motivated seller. A motivated seller. So here, you know, when I'm buying property, I'm always looking for someone who is really keen to sell. Why? Because they're negotiable. If someone's keen to sell, then they're negotiable. Then I can go in and negotiate with them and offer a really low offer, and it's just a roll of the dice. It might be 1 out of 100, 1 out of 50 that someone would accept my low offer. However, unless you offer low, you're not going to be able to negotiate a great price. Or if it's not with price, it might be with terms. Get wholesale terms, settle as long as you want, and ask for as long as you want, and figure out what the settlement terms will be. So this is Young Nguyen for Advanced Property Strategies. Till next time, see you then. Hi, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want further information as well as a free DVD on 5 no money down strategies, go to www.advancedpropertystrategies.com. You'll see the URL come up on your screen, and just sign up there for your free DVD, 5 no money down strategies, valued at $97, and we'll send it out to you ASAP. Also, you get the opportunity to watch it live stream from the website. Thanks a lot, and see you next time.